SEALs Halt, ORP, ERP, Tactical Assembly Area, Assault Position. There's a myriad of security halts that occur during any given patrol. Let's discuss those when we come back. I'm Dr. Christopher Larsen, a veteran of the U.S. Army Infantry, founder of One Shepherd Leadership Institute, and author of Small Unit Tactical Doctrine. Hurry up and wait. HUAW, otherwise known as HUA. This, as the folklore goes, this acronym shows up in World War II when acronyms started to become very popular. And of course it reflects some of the doldrums of military life. Hurry up and wait. It seems that every soldier, airman, marine, and sailor has been told, hurry, 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 we've got to get there. And when you get there, then you sit and wait. And you wait for extended periods of time before someone comes to you and says, quick, no time to lose, let's run, 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 run. And it feels as if all of the urgency is self-imposed, or at least a great deal of it. And it tends to make us rather bitterly cynical about our higher command's ability to manage time. You know, the same sort of competencies that they expect of us, they don't demonstrate as it flows down. And so from this came the, the bitter, cynical acronym HUAW, HUA. Now, over time, HUA meant many different things, right? To say someone's pretty HUA meant that they are squared away, or that the plan is HUA means that this really sounds very aggressive, appropriately aggressive. So HUA can be used for so many different things, but once in a while you'll still hear it used as a bit of dripping sarcasm for disdain. And I like that this acronym, I'm going somewhere with this, believe it or not. I like that this acronym is so very different than the Marine Corps URA. Sounds a lot alike, but they have a very different origin. There's a debate whether it came simply as a version of the British Marines huzzah that the American Marines adopted, but the more common told story is that URA was a Native American Indian battle cry. Either way, whether its origins are found in the Native American Indian or the British Marine traditions, URA is this real rousing kind of battle cry that says, let's go get 'em, right? And being a veteran soldier, the fact that the Army's HUA comes from bitter disdain and cynicism sits well with me. It warms my heart. So why are we talking about this? Well, it is that hurry up and wait reflects a very real life reality or lived reality in every warrior's tradition. They say the military is the biggest fraternity in the world, and these are shared regardless of which nation's military you serve in. Hurry up and wait is a real experience, a real phenomena. And where do we get that? Well, we get that from, as I said previously, hurry up, get to a place, now sit here. You might sit for 15 minutes, you might sit for 15 days, we don't know. And then you're going to be pressured to hurry up and get to the next place so that you can stop and wait. Over time, this formed into something of doctrine. And in fact, warriors started naming these waiting periods. You have the new guy who says, is this the waiting period of X? Oh no, X was last time. This is this time. And wait until we get to the next time. Each one of them wound up having a name. Let's go to the whiteboard and let's talk about these in order. What we're looking at here is in order, the Tactical Assembly Area, TAA, the Attack Position, ATK-POS, the SEALs Halt, CLLS, the En Route Rally Point, the ERP, the Objective Rally Point, the ORP, or the Assault Position, the ASLT, POS. All right, so we're at the whiteboard. Let's start with the Tactical Assembly Area. I'm going to stick with the dismounted because this varies, although only slightly, from mechanized patrols versus foot patrols. Because it's going to be useful for me to explain things, I'm going to use air assault just to push home a couple of points. But the truth is, we could walk this whole thing and drive this whole thing. It's going to be remarkably similar. The tactical assembly area is behind our friendly lines, okay? It is not the FLOT. It's not the forward line of troops. We're somewhere on an assembly area behind there, generally regarded as a, relatively speaking, safe area, and that is our tactical assembly area. And again, here we'll get logistics, we'll get rest, we'll get medicine, we'll get resupplied on ammunition and batteries, beans, bullets, batteries, and band-aids. So we'll get all of that, but we'll also get our mission, and very, very likely we will be rehearsing, prepping, doing inspections for our mission. So we have to have the safe area to do that. That's a tactical assembly area, and if you think, oh, is that a hurry up and wait spot? You betcha. How long are you going to be in that tactical assembly area? I don't know, a month, a couple of hours, but you're going to be there. And then for sake of argument, I'm not even going to do like a passage of lines. I want to show what this is instead. So what I'm going to do is we are going to do a vertical. We're going to take helicopters and we are going to do a vertical insertion into the next place that we are going to go. Oh, everybody hold. This is going to be our attack position. A-T-K-P-O-S. Okay, so let's say we have one bird. Let's keep it simple. We have one bird who can lift a squad at a time, but we're going out with a whole platoon, right? Then I'd need to do 3 separate lifts, right? And so we would assemble at the TAC position. That's the easiest way I can explain this. It is that we are meeting up with other people to do this. Now, again, to digress, if this was a mechanized infantry unit, it might meet up here with its armor assets, like its tanks, okay? It can be many different things. But at the TAC position, this is where we meet up. Now, if you're into air assault, you know, oh, wait, hold on. That's the PZ, and that's the LZ. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole here. I'm already starting to do that, but that is in fact correct. Your attack position is often your LZ, your landing zone for those helicopters, okay? And that's kind of why I wanted to use that as to illustrate it. And from that attack position, the good guys are going to step out on their patrol. So boom, we go somewhere. Well, we go into a see, look, listen, often called your SEAL's halt. We called it a listening halt for the longest time. In more recent years, they're calling it a SEAL's halt. What we're doing here specifically is we're saying, man, you know, if this was the FLOT, for example, do we want to run back there? And let's assume maybe a whole company came out and they're pushing one squad out or one platoon out. Or we'd stop here, look around, see if, yeah, this is where we want to be. Let's look and listen and smell. Our enemy tanks or artillery, have they already found us? Have we been disclosed? Should we run, you know, bravely back to the rest of the company to join them over there at the attack position? We have options of aborting the mission is the point here. We actually do have that as an option here. And it's really to orient us in bad guy territory. This is definitely in bad guy territory, right? And so that's the first of our en route rally points, ERPs. But this one gets a special name because it really is the one where we say, everybody ready? Let's sit here and be quiet, smell, look, listen for a few minutes while we get oriented and see if in fact we've been disclosed by the enemy. Nope, we're good. Let's keep going. And so from the SEAL's halt, again, that is essentially a glorified en route rally point, we start going off on our mission. I don't even know what the mission is. And we're going to hit these en route rally points. The thing about an en route rally point is that it should be a place that, of course, quickly can at least nominally be defended in a tight 360. The other thing is, if we ever get hit out here, and while we're en route on our mission, and we have to run back bravely, where are we going to reassemble? Oh, we're all going to run back to the attack position, to the tactical assembly area 12 miles away? No, you're going to move to the next ERP. And for this reason, ERPs are established roughly every, I say quarter mile, 400 meters, 200, 300 I think is the norm. The rule of thumb is every 300 meters or a major terrain feature. And in certain environments, guys, it's going to be much more often than that. Let's just be honest. In certain environments, you know, dense jungle and grasslands and stuff where you cannot see at night, it might be every 100 meters. The general rule of thumb is 300. For me, the practicality is about every quarter mile. But whatever the case, we go into our next ERP, and I'm not going to write a whole bunch of these. I just want to show that we have this habit of going through many different ERPs, as we should, until we get to our objective. Now we're coming up on the objective, and yes, isn't this great? We're dog-legging in. Anybody know why you do that? Ah, you're right, back in the back corner. Yes, we dog-leg in so that if enemy reconnaissance sees us, we're heading northwest. And they're going, yeah, they're going northwest, and so they're going to call in some kind of assets, be that more observation or artillery or, an ambush or something like that up here. But we changed direction, started heading southwest. This is why we dogleg. All right, but we're doglegging in, and that makes every trip, twice as long as it needs to be. But it's for security. Let's not lose sight of why we're doing all of this. It is for operational security. These are a 360-degree security position, all right, where we must maintain noise and light discipline. So let's say our objective is up here. O, B, J, it's the enemy objective. I don't know what it is. It's something. So we're down here on our ERP, and we're going to move yet again, and we're going to go to our last ERP, and our last ERP, just like our first ERP, gets a special name. It gets the ORP for Objective Rally Point. The objective rally point implies, and by doctrine it means, we're coming back to it. We are going to return to the ORP. We're going to go towards our objective, and then we're going to come back to it. That also means we have to defend it. We have to somehow secure it. We're going to leave our heavy gear and just prepare whatever we're going to take up here to objective. Let's just go ahead and call this one a raid. It's real simple. So we're going to raid stuff, but we've carried all sorts of extra gear for sustainment. Maybe this took us several days to get there, and we're going to leave that probably back with like the second in command, often a platoon sergeant, maybe a medic. We don't want the medic being risked and getting injured or killed up here. So, and we might just leave a couple of guys back there for the security. So, you leave, a platoon might leave 4 guys, a 30, 40 man platoon might leave 4 guys back here at the ORP. Now, they're not only guarding our stuff, but particularly at night or limited visibility, after this whole thing kicks off, we're running back here, right? Well, they can guide us in. They can use lights, they can use radios, they can use their vocal. Hey, come on in, and then we do the number combination, password, running password, whatever the case is. As soon as we get in, they start forming that tight 360 again. So they're traffic cops, they're guides, they're our security, all the way in the ORP. But what if we're not coming back? What if this is not an ambush or raid? What if this is a deliberate attack? And no, we're going to seize this and we're going to take it. We need our stuff to come with us. Then that is no longer called an ORP, but instead it becomes the assault position. You choose one or the other, because in the assault position we're going to prepare here. We're going to do many of the same work orders and responsibilities that we have in an ORP, but in an assault position we aren't coming back, and we're not leaving anyone back here. It seems like a small distinction, and it is, but it's an important one. Look at that, the assault position. Didn't you say attack position? The attack position is where we all assemble, way out here. In the assault position, you then move into one more. I said, that's the last one. Well, it is. It's the last halt, but there's one more important bubble that you're going to see on virtually every mission. And what that is, again, how far is this back? Rule of thumb is 300 meters or one major terrain feature. The point is that you need to be far enough back so that your objective cannot see or hear you or smell you. They should not be aware that we are in their neighborhood. And so whether it's an ORP or an assault position, we need to be far enough back that the enemy remains unaware of our presence. Otherwise, they're going to rain all sorts of nasty stuff on us, and we want to catch them unprepared. That has to be farther back. Now you say, 300 meters or one terrain feature. Guys, I've seen ORP assault positions 100 meters out in dense, wet vegetation where noise attenuates very quickly through, jungle canopies. And that might very well be the case, right? It depends on the mission, enemy, time, terrain, troops available, and civilians on the battlefield. TC dependent, but it could be just 100 meters out. I've seen this 800 meters, half mile out. And that's going to be in wide open places like prairies, deserts, or snow tundra. And particularly in extreme cold weather where sound travels much farther than it does in, say, a very dry or a very wet, warm environment. All right, so again, how far? 300 meters is the rule of thumb, but it can be much farther, much closer. And I said, but we're going to do one more, and this is called the RP. It's the release point. We don't really stop here. I mean, we might be literally on our bellies in a line and hitting the release point and then going left, right, or center. We go to our assigned spot as we rehearsed, whether we're the assault position or a feint attack or a supporting position or whatever the case is. What's so interesting about the release point is its name. If this is, as I suggested, this is a company here and we're pushing out with a platoon, right? This is the point where the platoon commander, whatever that patrol leader is, platoon commander and platoon sergeant, company commander, squad leader, whatever it is, at the release point, they are literally releasing authority to their sub-commanders to get the job done. At that point, they're saying, okay, I've done everything as the commander that I possibly can. I'm now releasing authority, decision-making authority to you, because we're going to separate. You know the plan. You know my intent. I'm releasing authority to you to make decisions, in my absence. Very, very important and subtle piece. But again, we don't huddle together. That would be very, not absolutely unheard of, but it would not be normal. This is far too close to the objective for us to huddle together en masse, potentially disclose our position through noise or sight. And it's just no reason for that. We pass through the release point going towards the objective. All of us do. And if we're going to pull off the objective, say a raid, we then go through the release point for accountability, for control. We go through the release point, making our way back to the objective rally point. So there we go. Those are all of the different types of security halts. Those places we hurry to, then wait. They start with a tactical assembly area behind friendly lines. We come out of the tactical assembly area to go into attack position, often in front of friendly lines, but potentially behind friendly lines, and then conduct a passage of lines. Both are possible. But nonetheless, this is where we assemble with all the other, coordinating units, or where the helicopters drop us off. We go into a see, look, and listen halt. For security halt. This is the first of the ERPs. We go into that next en route rally point, the next en route rally point, and so on and so on and so on and so on until we come to either an objective rally point or an assault position. Make our final plans out of the sight and sound of the enemy objective, move to a release point, separate in the release point to our assigned locations and responsibilities, and then, of course, conduct actions on the objective. Whether we come back through the release point into an ORP and return home depends much on the mission, of course. That's the United States military, and I think all militaries hurry up and wait. All right, we'll talk to you next time.